Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, circus freaks from across the globe, the OTT is back. I'm Harry Haviland, Shooter McGowan beside me up in the press box. We are at Family Sports Center in Centennial, Colorado. We had to miss last week. There was some horrible Wi-Fi, and trust me, you didn't miss much of a game.
You did not miss. It would have irritated you more than it would have helped you.
But after some hard skates and apparently some line juggling that we're going to see, your Warriors are back on the ice taking on the 13 AA team from Littleton. I'm excited to see what they're going to come up with here. I know it was a rough week for them at practice, mentally, physically, but they got a lot to prove here with this one, Shooter.
They do indeed, and speaking on being back on the ice, Jack Holat back on the ice today. He's not probably going to play, but how awesome is it to have him back?
It is unbelievable. 3 months. Has it been 3 months, right?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. And he is on the ice. He's been practicing. He's been taking pucks. He's not going to get the start today, but he is in full gear on the bench, ready to go if called upon. Unbelievable story. Only 3 months out of brain surgery to remove that tumor. Jack Holat back on the ice. And I can't tell you who's going to start until I see him lined up out here. They told us before they were getting on the ice to expect a lot of line changes. I'm going to assume that Gruber is going to be out there because he's doing his, or Egelseeder's doing his laps, but he does that all the time. We got Popovic, Foster, and Medeo.
So yeah, Medeo, Foster, Pop.
With Egelseeder and Morsey on the back end. All right. Little shake up here. The sticks are still banging. Oh, that means it's hockey time in Centennial. I can't hear myself think, but now I'll start talking. The puck is won by Foster. Back to Moore, flipping it in deep behind the net, picking it up as the Hawks, sending it around to the far side, looking for that breakout. Steps off of his stick, and Moore gets a shot, and it just goes off the side of the net. Littleton turning this one around. Popovic coming across there, knocking it off of his stick. Back to Egelseeder, flipped it up off the glass, knocked down by the skates of Popovic. He takes a bump into the boards, and then Egelseeder returns the favor. Prokop holding this one up behind the net. Moore with a big pass out. Flips it off the boards, picked up at center ice, tipped back into the zone. Moore gets it caught up in his equipment. He bounces it down on the second attempt, comes across the red line, couldn't quite tap it down. Hawks send it in. Prokop steers that aside for Egelseeder, who's got a guy draped all over him coming into his own end. Drop pass back there for Woolley, who's out there with Lar and, and Weaver on the far side. Underneath the glove of the goaltender, hanging on. Reed Lar doing a little bit of pushing and shoving there after, then takes another shot. I think both those guys combined are about the size of Reed. It took two of them just to start pushing.
It's amazing what the difference of 1 year makes.
Yeah, the 13 and the 14, there's
13 to 14.
a lot of growth happening there. You can see it in all our players. I can't believe they were this size last year. Woolley playing center, with Lar on one side, Weems on the other. Benevelski and Gruber out on the defensive side of things for your Warriors. One by Littleton, circled in the corner, being harassed and hooked down. No call on the play. The refs on the other side of the ice with a 3-referee system here. Or 1 referee, 2 linesmen, 3 officials would be the proper way of spouting that out. Gruber keeping it in at the blue line. Tucked that one in. Weber coming in off the post, off the wall. Gets the shot off. It's blocked down by the goaltender. Benevelski stepping in. Woolley back out to the point, flipping it in around for Reed Lar. Looking to backhand that one out. Benevelski's in deep in the corner there with Woolley back on the blue line. Lar getting taken off that puck hard down into the corner. And then crunched up on the other side. Salazar off the bench. In front, turning is Cannonberg in deep. Lar, Salazar back in the corner. Back out to Benevelski at the point. Fires one in right in onto the goaltender. McGowan and Salazar looking for that puck in front. It's not there. Now stepping out, I'm trying to see which players are coming out here. McGowan's at center with
just when we thought we had it all figured out. We got those lines together. We knew what we were talking about. There's a change.
Back to Cannonberg. His shot's blocked. Kept in the blue line, bouncing puck. Olszewski trying to get in, 3-on-1, coming back the other way. Cannonberg takes his men over into the far side. Puck bounces loose. Just sneaking that one out across the blue line. Tap back in off the skates of Salazar. Flipped in by the Hawks. Chase around the far side. Cannonberg's gonna come in and absolutely run his man over behind him.
Love it.
Oh, go. McGowan skating. Haviland going towards the net. McGowan's going to pick this one up in the front. Centering pass. Haviland trying to tuck in front. Gets a second rebound. Back out to the blue line. Eggleseder across to Moore, and then Eggy gets knocked down after that one. Moore flipping it back up. Picked up by Haviland. Sending it in far around the backside of the net. McGowan chasing over to the far side. Owen Moore taking his man out. Off the bench is Popovic. Snaking around a couple of people and around the far side. Noah Popovic going in deep with this one. He's got Madeo going towards the front of the net. He takes a hit, kicks it back over to skates. Foster joins him in the corner and digs this one out. Devin Foster gets spun around. Still battling there. Pop's trying to push it out of the pile, the far side. Madeo out to the blue line. Eggleseder takes a shot in. That one's blocked by the Hawks defender. Pop's turning into the corner. Back out, and Foster lays his man down. The physicality has stepped up, but it's all been clean.
Yeah.
In front, trying to tuck that one through was Devin Foster. Goalie closed down, and a rebound is snuck outside the zone. Littleton Hawks racing through center ice. More on the back check, pushing him into the corner. And a puck back out to Madeo. Madeo with that long pass to Moore, tips it up just ahead of himself. And he's gonna be covered up. Owen Moore racing down. Still a 0-0 hockey game. 12-13 left to go in the first period.
It is evident that the Hawks' game plan and their strategy to beat us is physical. And they are telling them to hit us at all costs. And they are. Littleton's looking good.
The Hawks get it out. Benevelski's coming in. He's got Gruber on the far side. Benevelski hangs on to this one, checks up behind his net, makes the pass out to Lahr, breaking down. Reed Lahr coming in. Weber going towards the net. Lahr sneaks in, tucks that one through, and scores. Nice pass by Benevelski, getting that out of his own end. Finds a streaking Lahr, and it's 1-0. Good speed there by Reed, and the Warriors getting off to that quick start that they need with 11:55 left to go here in the first.
I missed who threw that outlet pass out. Is that Benevelski?
It was Benevelski right in from behind his own net with a heads-up play. Woolley, Lahr, and Weber out there. Still haven't seen Toto. Picked up by Lahr on his own end, circling at the top of the zone. He's got Weber up ahead of him. Lahr's going to carry this one through. Woolley's going in towards the net. Lahr, backhand pass to Woolley. He gets a shot off, rebound loose, sent just wide of the net. Woolley back into the corner. Weber in there with him. Stick lift, kick back out to the blue line. And Haviland gets there, trying to hold on to this one as Gruber tags up. Haviland tied up in front of the Hawks bench. Puck gets lifted into the corner. Benevelski going in deep after it. Leaving it there for Salazar, takes his man out. Pass Haviland out to the blue line where Cannonberg's in his own end, or back into neutralized now in his own end. McGowan across the red line, flipping that in deep. And Salazar giving chase. Going around to the far side, Salazar makes another big hit. Threw away and stolen by Cannonberg. Henry Cannonberg working his way down in the right corner. Power move to the front, one hand on the stick, picks up his own rebound. Can't get the backhand, Haviland does.
Gosh.
And then it's another save. McGowan keeping this in on the far side. Graham centering pass picked up by the defenders in the black jerseys, and the Hawks send it up and around the boards. Kolczewski's going to be forced to back up into center ice. Knocks that one in. Eggleseder hard around the boards. That one rolls out.
That was off.
Ooh, that was offside.
That
but
was.
Eggleseder's going to skate it out. Salazar needs a change up, so he's going to let the Hawks take this one. They're at center ice, passing that one up. Eggy sees it. Off the glass, up past Haviland. Bouncing down, icing is waved off. That's a late whistle there, bud.
It is.
Somebody's gonna get hurt. Lets him make the hit behind the net before blowing the whistle. Oh well, it's a 1-0 hockey game. 10:02 left to go here. First period action live in Centennial, Colorado. This is the home of the practice rink for your Colorado Avalanche, who are in town tonight taking on the Nashville Predators. That should be a good one for the Avs, who are absolutely buzzing. The only teams they can't beat are the Islanders and the Bruins this year. But it seems if we're doing good, the Avs do good. Have you noticed that? We had an 8-0 victory. The Avs had an 8-0 victory.
Yeah.
We lose to Highland Hills. The Avs lose to the Islanders. Oh, we're going to get a penalty here. Who is that in the box? Is that Foster?
Can't tell.
Oh. A little bit of confusion here as they're buzzing there, and the ref dropped the puck when they were trying to get him not to. Back over to the scorekeeper's bench, where those lovely volunteers are working oh so hard to make this game run smooth for us. They figure everything out with the referee, and they come back in to drop this puck in the Warriors' end. They're going to be shorthanded for 2 minutes. It's up on the clock. They reset the time. Moore trying to get this one off. Wooley's skating it through, top of the circle. Hawks have it, dump it back into the corner, finally get it back out to the blue line. They're getting set up here on the power play. Cross to the far side. Keeping this one up at the top. Wooley goes for the poke. Send it into the corner. Eggleseder looking for the hit. Moore flips it back up, held into the blue line by the Hawks. He's going to go across D to D. He's stepping inside the blue line here, flipping it into the corner. Keeping this one to the outside, back over to Moore. Moore. No icing on that one. It was tipped at center ice. Popovic goes in on the forecheck here, shorthanded. Noah Popovic. Drop pass back into the corner. Kannenberg sends it around. Weber in deep. Hawks still with the man advantage. Weber's trying to skate his way through 4 of them. They finally knock that one down. And there's Ben Toto coming in on this penalty kill. Over to the far side, Kolchevsky chases after, forces the dump in deep. Prokop stopping it in behind the net. Kannenberg back to pick it up. Off the boards and out. Tapped into their own zone here by the Hawks. He flips that into the skates of the defender. They didn't know where it was. Hawks trying to come out. Pestered from behind by Weber. Force that one back. Kolchevsky flips that one over. It bounces over Kannenberg's stick, and he's back in behind his own network. Kannenberg with the spin move. Off the glass and out. And they're going to say no icing on that. Excellent penalty kill here for the Warriors so far. 27 seconds left to go with the man advantage for the Hawks as they work their way out of their own end. Pass up. That one bounces off the ref's skate, so there's going to be no icing on that. Benabelski turned and a quick tip out of the zone again by Woolley. 14 seconds left to wind this down. The Warriors doing a good job keeping it out. Inside, Woolley trying to steal it away. Couldn't get it through. Gets it back. Deacon Woolley shoots a weak flip into the belly of the goaltender. And with 1 second left to go on the clock in an offensive zone draw, I'm going to call this a successful kill for your Warriors. Coming out now is Haviland, McGowan, Benabelski, and Gruber. Pushing it in deep. Salazar joining this line now, back to 5-on-5 hockey. Haviland couldn't put it back out to the point. He holds it in the corner. McGowan, drop pass back over to Haviland, working his way to the corner. Looks for that short side backhand. Goalie just got a shoulder on that. Off the glass, blocked down there, and then sent out on the second attempt by the Hawks. Kicked right back in by McGowan and sent back out by the Hawks. They dump it all the way down. Icing should be the call here, and the ref whistles it down back into the offensive zone for another draw. 7:25 left to go in the first. It's still a 1-0 game with your Warriors in the lead over the 13 AA Hawks. phone
Thought he
down.
was lobbing that in.
Oh, Moore trying to get that one back out to the point. It's taken away, but then stolen right back by Noah Popovic, who tried to do some fancy stick handling, but the Hawks kick it up ahead. Eagle-Cedar having to chase it back into his own end. Forces the guy to stop up in the corner. Tip puck back over to Popovic. Pops, passes out to Medeo, who's racing up. Austin Medeo with the speed through. On another break, Medeo, oh, and he puts it off the post. He had the goalie pulled right out of that play and put it off the post.
Great effort.
Great speed there by Austin. Breaking past all those defenders.
Oh, come on.
Popovic with him getting bent back over the bench there. Pass across. Shot comes in. Prokop has it.
How do you not call something that high?
He had his hands up right at his head level there when he forced his back to bend over the bench. Prokop and his shiny new pads. We've come to the agreement that those are new, right?
They have to be new. They're too clean.
Santa Claus came early for him.
Yeah.
Kolcheski fighting his way out, keeping this buckets rolling, makes a pass up to Weber. Lar holding up at the blue line. Weeb's working this way down in. He's tripped up, and there's going to be a penalty going against the Hawks. That one's gloved down, tagged up by the Hawks, and it's going to be a tripping call with Weeb's going hard into the corner. Man advantage here for the Warriors for the next 2 minutes. Foster, Medeo, and Popovic are going to be the line that jumps over the boards for this one. Woolley and Kannenberg on the blue line, sticking with that 4 forwards routine that they've been running with. I don't want to say they've been too successful with, but they've had some great opportunities running this setup. Foster losing that one. Warriors at center ice, forced back into their own end. Woolley chasing this one down, guys all over him. Woolley flip past that one back over to Medeo. Then he gets it. Up the far side, Popovic working his way up the boards. Defense coming to take that puck away. The Hawks control that one back in their own end. Over to the far side. Hawks looking to get this one out. Off the glass and bounces over Woolley's stick. Kannenberg back in his own end. The Warriors still haven't had a chance to get set up in the offensive zone. Woolley has that one caught up, and then Kannenberg knocks it in. Medeo finally gets this one in deep, and he's trying to get through the defenseman who keeps shoving him up against the boards. Medeo finally gets this one, knocks it towards the center of the ice, bounces over Popovic's stick, and he still can't get a shot off. Woolley tipping it back in. Controlled by the Hawks, flip right back out. And Woolley goes after his man in the corner. Some big hits here. Don't touch that puck. Oh, there we go. We're good. Eagle-Cedar off the bench, working his way in. 51 seconds left of the goal. The goaltender holds on. Come on! You can't let the goalie hit him in the head like that, ref. And then blow the whistle quicker.
Yeah. Boy, did Woolley hand it to that kid on that hit.
There's been some big hits. Toto, Lar, and Weber out there now. Power play number 2 with Moore and Aggie on the blue line. Lar behind the net. Toto on the backhand gets taken out into the corner. Lar picks it back up. Out to Moore. Shoots one in, looking for that tip. It was off the pad of the goaltender. Sends that one out. Moore pushing his man off. Weber with the puck. Couldn't stick handle his way through. Jumps past. And being chased down his own end. Short-handed opportunity, and they... Are you kidding me, boys? Go get that puck! Short-handed goal scored against the Warriors on a power play that was not looking also in control.
No. How do you not go after that puck is beyond me.
2 Warriors players back in that defensive zone. They let him get to it and takes that shot, uncontested. Oster, Popovic, and Medeo back out there. Eagle-Cedar and Moore on the blue line. Oster winning that one back. Moore skating up into the circle. Backhand flip there. Still 15 seconds left to go in the power play as the Warriors had the man advantage trying to get it out of their own zone. Moore kicks it out of the reach of Foster. That one's going to be tipped. It's down into the Hawks end with Foster trying to get to it, and he's held up. Moore, shot blocked, knocked down in front. Could have been a high stick there, but it's tapped up by the Hawks. Foster in 5-on-5 now. Warriors turning, shooting. Popovic behind the net. Medeo's picking up that loose one. Takes his men down.
How?
You gotta be kidding
You call
me.
that, but you don't call the one over here on the Littleton bench.
Every other hit has been just the same. Both ways. Calling roughing for a body check. Now back on the penalty kill, Woolley and Toto out. Hannenberg and Kolchevsky on defense. Woolley couldn't send it out. It finally bounces through to center ice. Toto trying to tip this one up ahead. Hawks back in their own end, getting set up, trying to work their way up the ice. Hawks out to center, stolen away by Woolley, dumped in deep. Toto's going after it. Toto back out to the blue line, kept there by Kolchevsky. Shot flipped in and a tip by Woolley in front, just sent wide. Picked up by Toto. With the pressure, shorthanded, he puts that off the ref skates. It's caught up in the corner. Skating back over to pick that one up is the Hawks player looking to come out of their own zone. They make their way through center, pass that one across the far side. Kolchevsky going after his man. They back that one up to the blue line, bounce one in to the slot in front. Hannenberg with a good job there, getting his stick involved in the play. Woolley was trying to sneak in behind that. Woolley comes in, takes the man out from the blind side. And Cannonberg out through center. Henry Cannonberg racing is going to get beat to that puck, but he's got to go out for a change as we're halfway through this penalty kill for the Warriors. Popovic and Foster out there. Brought back and held onto by Prokop. He wants this one reset. A fresh line out here for the Warriors. Benevelski stepping off, Kolchevsky going off. Getting a little bit of skate tying action going on here. He's going to have to go to the bench if he can't get this one fixed here quickly. Foster back to the bench with a skate malfunction. And Weber steps over to take his spot on this penalty kill. What's the hold up here? Drop the puck and quick shot, backhand spin there. Weber knocks it out of the blue line. Weeb's going after it at center ice. Getting completely interfered with no puck in the way. Benevelski off the boards, knocking it all the way down. Goaltender's going to let that one go, and an icing call is whistled. 32 seconds left to go here in the first period, or in the penalty. Still 2:32 left to go in the period. It's a 1-1 hockey game.
Feels like it's been a long darn period.
It has. It's been a very physical period, and now they're starting to call hits as roughing, so we'll see if that continues or if we're going to get some...
All right. I guess we're going center ice.
This is why it's a long period. The refs can't figure out what they're doing.
Give him a penalty.
What?
Are you kidding
Come
me?
on! Who's reffing this game? Wow, even the coaches are like, I can't believe that worked. They're laughing at each other like, wow, we can just tell these refs whatever we want to do and they'll move it. Woolley doesn't care, though. He's going to knock this one down. He was racing up. It was bouncing in front of him. Player falls in the corner. Woolley centering pass. He's loose in front. Back in. And Popovic just trying to poke that one. The goalie covers it up.
Matt should tell the refs that was a goal, and then maybe we would get credited.
that may be a word.
Seems like they're influential.
Warriors still with 15 seconds left to go, shorthanded. Popovic and Foster out there with Benevelski and Egelseeder. Gruber, that's Gruber. They're not even together, so I can't tell them apart even more now. And Popovic fighting against the corner, trying to kill these last 10 seconds off of the penalty. Out to the blue line, cleared out of the zone. Gruber back at center. Has Foster on the far side, picks it up to him. Foster stick handling, then gets the backhand cleared out to Popovic. Off the bench, and Medeo's out there with him. Popovic pushes this one up, takes it on the right side. Popovic centering pass, wide open, nobody catches that one. Foster turns, shoots, save. Out to the blue line, not cleared as Gruber gets over and dumping this one in through a bunch of players. Medeo chasing him behind the corner. Wrapped around on the backhand by the Hawks. Over to the blue line, and Benevelski keeps that in. Off the boards and bounces out. Gruber goes back for it. But that's not going to be an icing as it's not going to trickle across that red line. Back to Benevelski. Up off the boards, Foster still out there, trying to knock that one down. He couldn't gain control of it. Back to Benevelski at the red line, dumps it in. McGowan no out. Chasing that one down, Medeo's at the front of the net. McGowan loses that puck in the corner, and the Hawks skate their way through. Coming through center ice, working up, Toto chasing it down. Big hit there as Big Rig Moore takes his man into the boards. Jumping around past Toto, back over to Medeo. Brings that one hard around the glass. McGowan comes cross ice to pick that up. Gets tangled up with the Hawks players. McGowan now with the backhand pass through center. Coming up, Medeo. Taking this one wide down the left. Austin Medeo can't get the shot up. Wrap around. Oh! Goalie sliding across off the pad, off the post and out. Hawks back at center ice. 2-on-2 as they walk into the offensive zone. Rip a shot just left of the net off the back glass. Moore to McGowan. 20 seconds left to go in this period. Hawks keep it in. Egelseeder. Hard on the boards around the far side, looking to tip this one up. Haviland works it back into his own net. They're into his own end. Looking to flip it to Toto at center, but it's just going to wind the time down here as the Hawks come in. Toto makes the hit. McGowan tags up, and the buzzer sounds. 1-1 hockey game, which feels like it could have been a lot more here for the Warriors. Working our way into the second period. An unfortunate shorthanded goal for the Hawks has us tied up. But I'd like to see a little bit more put it in the net kind of style moving into the second. Should we work our way into talk about our player spotlight, Luke Weber?
Weebs, little weebs,
Weebs,
big weebs.
Weebs is what they call him. I can't see this. Birthday November 10th, just turning 14 last month. Connor Bedard with the Blackhawks, who's unfortunately out right now. I think he separated his shoulder. That's his favorite player. Anna Frey, no clue who his celebrity crush is. Do you know her?
No, I'll have to look her up.
Pre-game meal, salmon and rice. Oh, getting healthy there, and
boy.
he'd like to visit Australia. And that'd be good because he's single, and Australia's got a fine picking of birds, I believe they call them on the beach. Favorite tournament destination, Fort Lauderdale. We had a blast down there. Let It All Work Out by Lil Wayne is his favorite, and Wow by Post Malone's his worst. Joey Kolchewski's who he'd study with, and Finn Salazar is going to keep him out of trouble if he's going to miss.
Yeah.
He's going to be a doctor or a tropical ocean wave watcher. I will.
That's unique.
I am there with him. Well, maybe he needs an assistant for that one. No pineapple on his pizza. He's a secret, highly skilled mountain biker, and he wants to beat the Littleton Hawks.
Well, good timing.
For 14U, I think is the one he's talking about, but it's still...
Once a hawk, always a hawk. Well, let's beat all the hawks.
It's all the cake eaters from over there in Littleton.
Yeah. What in the world?
No, both. What are they doing? Jostling at the face-off now gets you kicked off.
Huh.
So that'll be coincidental.
What did they call? Roughing?
Roughing, I think. It would have been a cross-check on him, maybe a Dale for roughing. I don't know. Gonna be back to 5-on-5 hockey though here, with Weber coming out to join Popovic and Foster. Moore Gets it in across the red line. It's dumped in deep. Weber chasing it down. Goaltender for Littleton sends that up the far side of the boards. Pops gets to it first. Gets crunched up there. Foster coming in to join him. Battling up against, and the Hawks come out with the puck. Skating their way through. It's turned, and Moore flips it out. Taken back away. Foster trying to flip that through the legs of the defenseman. Can't get it. Weber steps in, knocks it off his knee. Keeps it in the zone. Back, another bounce off of Weber. They're going to try again, put it off the glass, bouncing it out to center ice. Owen Moore intercepts. Now the Hawks sneak back in across the blue line. Popovic taking this one away, circling in front of his own net. Pass up to Weber, doesn't connect. Icing waved off as Weber chases this one down. He's going to be the first to pick this puck up. Weed circling behind the net, gets that knocked back into the corner. The Hawks find it to the blue line for Benevelski to tuck it up against tightly for Popovic to steal it back. Sent all the way around in here, trying to get set up. Toto coming off the bench. Toto, Lar, and Woolley now out. Reed Lar in the corner. Flip that one back out to Gruber at the blue line. He got a little bit of a bouncing puck, but he manages to settle and get it back to Lar. Keeping that one in right at the blue line. Lar back over to Toto. The tip in front by Woolley. Oh. Another one by Lar. It's underneath the goaltender. They're still poking away at it, and the ref decides to finally blow the whistle. I'm sensing a few late whistles here, Shooter, today.
There have been a lot of them.
You gotta be careful with that, because then you get the pushing and shoving that happens after, and then you can't call it if there's no whistle and they're still digging at the puck. Our Toto Woolley with Kolchevsky and Kannenberg on the blue line. Flipped around, Joey Kolchevsky skating in from the blue line, backhand flip into the corner. Centering pass picked up there by Hawks, and they work their way through center ice, getting some speed, getting ahead of that puck, completely offside. Completely offside! Up top! Taken away, Kannenberg gets that strip from him. Toto comes back into his own end. Gets it out to center. Lars going after it. Hawks first back to it. Turn, rip it right back out to center. Picked up by Toto. Backhand drop back for Lar, who gets safely on the right side of the blue line. Sending it all the way in and going off for a change. Haviland and McGowan coming over the boards with Salazar. The change here by the Warriors gives the big kick out there on a break by the Hawks. Caught on a bad change there, but the Hawks still have it inside the Warriors zone. Off to the side, Prokop keeping that one away. Kannenberg's going to see a little bit of room here, and he's going to go. Henry Kannenberg skating his way through center ice. Hang still has it. Salazar crosses the blue line with him. Kannenberg power around the back of the net, still hanging on to this one. Backhand drop in behind the boards. Everybody was working their way to the far side. Now Haviland comes in, takes that puck. Haviland out to McGowan, who's at the blue line, jumps over his stick. And Egelseeder. Far pass over to Salazar. Can't get that one inside the zone. He's knocked up against his own bench, and Egelseeder fights for it at center ice. Good back check there by Eggie. Sends one in, no icing on the play. Salazar going after it, gets his stick up, and tries to find the puck. The second player in the pile was the Hawks. And they get it back out to center. Not a lot of action. It's kind of been back and forth here. That one's off the mesh and out of play as the Hawks were working their way into the Warriors' end. They'll bring that back out to center ice with 12:37 left to go. In the second period, it's still a 1-1 hockey game. Wherever you may be around the globe today, thank you for tuning in with the OTT. I'm Harry Haviland and Shooter McGowan up here with me. We're having a little bit of fun. It's about 85 degrees here in Denver, mid-December. Cannot complain about that. Gonna go get some suntan, go to the pool after this. It's a beautiful way to spend a weekend in December. That's dropped, Foster tangled up. Weaver trying to get it through to Popovic. Sent past Benevelski into the far end. Gruber picking it up behind his net, up the boards to Weber, tips it up, and Popovic can go. Pops trying to gain control of this. If he can just center this pass, he had a couple of guys towards the net. Pops hangs onto it. Still controlling this one. Popovic on his backhand, flip over there, drop from Weber to Gruber in the corner, back over to Weber coming out of the corner. Luke Weber centering pass, picked up by Benevelski, and a shot gets blocked. Foster, back to Weber. Foster controlling in the corner, tries to center that one. It's kicked out of the zone by the Hawks, and Gruber's forced to retreat through center. Circles just inside his own blue line, makes that pass up. Weber lifted the stick of the player, so they'll go back into the Hawks end with Foster chasing it down. Stolen away by Woolley, working out of the corner. Deacon Woolley flips it out off of Foster's skates. Sent in wide, couldn't get the tip on it. Back in front, Madeo with the backhand shot. Austin chasing it into the corner. Foster there with them. Back out to the blue line. Benevelski rips one in. Rebounds loose in front, picked up by the Hawks. Sent back into the corner, and the Hawks dump it out to the point and clear the blue line. Get to the red line and flip a high bouncer in as that line is tired. If they can get this one quick, you know Austin's up there trying to hit him. Just gets the tip on it, or maybe he didn't get the tip on it as it bounced off the boards and down, and it's going to be an icing call. Woolley, Madeo, Toto out there back in their own end with 11:04 left to go. Egel, Cedar, and Cannonberg playing some defense. Toto wins that one back. Cannonberg around his own net, didn't see that other player coming, got lucky behind there, up, bounced a pass to himself off the boards. Long flip pass looking for Woolley. Kicked down by the Hawks at center ice and sent right back in. Prokop stops it there for Cannonberg with a backhand pass into the corner. Egel Cedar takes the man out of the play, and Toto gets the pass across to Madeo. Austin flipping it up off the boards, building up speed here. Couldn't skate around the player coming on the back check, and now the Hawks take it back the other way. Cannonberg working his way up across the red line and backhands it in. Toto in deep. Cannonberg up against the boards inside the blue line. Madeo back out of the point. Cleared out here, and the Hawks got some speed coming down the far side with a speedy player and a shot and a goal. I don't know what to say, Shooter. We got some opportunities, and they're sneaking in behind us, and they're scoring.
Out skating, out hitting.
We've got to. How many times are we in front of that net and can't put one in? Lots of time left here. There's still 10-13 left to go in the second, but the Warriors have got to find another gear. They win that face-off. Gruber to Haviland, setting it all the way in. Weber and McGowan up on the far side, going after this. Luke Weber kicks it into the corner. Graham McGowan. Stolen back away in front of Weber. Haviland can't keep it inside the zone, and now the Hawks working their way back out through center ice again. That's offside. Gets back on, and there's
offsides.
And Big Rig's going to the box for a cross check. That's a cross check there, but I don't know. I know you're going to be biased all the time, or I will be with our own team, but it's penalty kill unit coming back out. Popovic, Foster, Gruber, and Cannonberg. 2 minutes up on the boards for the Warriors. Face off in their own end. Trying to win that through is Foster. Hawks center in front, shoot, blocker save by Prokop. Settling it down with some control, looking for a tip in front, knocked down, and Cannonberg's got one guy to beat. Henry Cannonberg with some speed, loses the handle on that puck, then tries to knock it up around him. And Pops has it at center, flips it in. Just getting back on side was Cannonberg. Back out to center, tipped around. They've got players in behind the Warriors here, but luckily that puck slowed itself up against the boards. Back out and kept in at the blue line here by the Hawks. Spinning is Foster. Back over to Gruber. Hawks working into the corner here. Warriors getting set up in their box at center, keeping this one forced out to the outside. All the way across to the far end. Back and forth at the blue line, looking for that lane. Into the corner, one-timer attempt failed, and it's into the far end. Back behind for Gruber. Hard off the boards, and Foster gets a stick on that, and it's tipped. But it's not going to be an icing call as it slows up inside the Hawks end. Players jumping over the boards here. The Warriors only have 2 players on the ice right now, but Luckily, that's blown down for an icing call. And we'll send it back into Hawks territory with 46 seconds left to go. That's in the penalty kill for the Warriors. 8:34 left to go in the second period, almost halfway through this one. Warriors are trailing 2-1 to this Hawks team. Toto chasing it. Skating abilities of this player for the Hawks. I think this is the same guy that raced all the way down and got that last goal. Off the boards and out by Egelceder. Egelceder coming in, not going to stick out. Out to the blue line, 23 seconds left to go. The Hawks trying to work their way through center ice. Coming in 1-on-3, tipped away and flipped right back out. Ben Toto has to jump over his stick in front of the penalty bench, and then Warriors are back on D as the Hawks have it at the blue line. Coming in, tip pass into the corner, back out to the point. Blocked down there and sent the length of the ice. Whistle blows, penalty is over, they wave up. How is that not icing?
I have no idea how that's not icing.
Why are they, I mean, that's against us. That's still an icing call all day long.
Well,
Tipped
Littleton
in.
coach screams loud enough, he may get his way. They may recall it.
Back over to Weber. Kept in at the blue line. They're gonna
bench minor.
Oh, bench minor.
Yeah, there you go.
Coach is gonna get a bench minor because he was questioning that icing call, I think.
Yeah.
First they let everybody get away with everything, and now nothing is. Coach is going to have to be careful. He might see the exit door if he keeps it up. Just keep an eye over there.
Fans maybe want to.
It's an aggressive conversation that they're having.
Friendly little conversation.
I don't think they're discussing the White Elephant Party.
Yeah, you kick them out, they have nobody to coach the team.
Yeah, he's the only coach behind the bench. It was 100% an icing.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal
He has
is.
every right, but he just got to shut up.
Yeah,
it's not going to change it.
Not going to change the call, no. But a bench minor, and now a power play here for the Warriors. See what they can do. Popovic, Madeo, Lar, Foster, and Cannonberg. Tied up and into the corner. Austin Madeo has that one pinched up against the board, sneaks it out. Popovic picks it up. Popovic, very risky move there at the blue line. Manages to keep it in though, and they work in front of Foster. Shot right into the goaltender. He makes a save. Popovic shouldering his guy into the corner. Puck loose in behind the net. Devin Foster going after it. Bounce pass off the back of the net. Pop's trying to kick that ahead. His stick's getting held up from behind, and they gotta. Simon, go get that, Simon. Another opportunity there. They sneak out shorthanded. Changing up the power play here with Woolley, Toto, Benevelski, Egelceder, and McGowan. I can't keep track of who's on the ice and who's not. Oh, quick shot coming in. They went poking at the goalie. Why didn't we just throw him down to the ice?
Say it again?
They went poking at our goalie. Why didn't we just go throw him to the ice?
Yeah.
Gotta do something here. Losing 2-1 right now is unacceptable. Love the head by Woolley. Now he's got a chance to break it through. Can't flip it past the defenseman at center ice. Knocked all the way in behind the net. Prokop leaving it there. Benevelski in his own corner. Can't get out of their own end here on the power play. Drop pass back over for Toto. He's going to wind up behind the net. Pass up to Benevelski. Benevelski loses his skates. Back to Toto at center ice. As McGowan, Toto coming across. Can't stick handle his way through. And look at this short-handed opportunity again as they come in and shoot. And Prokop gets the blocker up on that. Egelseeder back to Benevelski. Has Foster ahead of him. Benevelski's going to take his opportunity with this. Passes it up to Woolley. 2-on-1 with Foster coming across. Little sauce pass. Bounce one extra time over Foster's stick. McGowan trying to get that over to Woolley, who's in front of the net. Back to Devin Foster. Shoots. Tipped off the goalie and into the corner. Kolczewski holding it in at the blue line. Flip shot in, gets tipped by Foster. Doesn't get past the hash marks. Back out to Benevelski. A weird bounce off the boards there. Up into his stick, and then Woolley knocking one through. Not deep enough though. Kolczewski finally sends it into the corner. Foster goes after it. Back pass out, kicked down by Woolley, and then steered out to the point where Henry Cannonberg keeps it in the blue line. Hank, power forward move down into the corner by the big D-man. Centering pass, McGowan shoots.
Come on.
Bad save or missed the net, I don't know. Foster, Medeo. Penalty is over, back to 5-on-5. A successful kill here by the Hawks. Foster back over, McGowan with the hit. The Hawks keep this puck, come 2-on-2 through center ice. Shooting one wide of the net. This is getting hard to even call right now. Foster off the glass, a high bouncer and out.
Go.
Popovic going with it. He's got Medeo with him. Pops, shoots into the chest of the goaltender who hangs on. Woolley out there at center now. Haviland and Weber on the wings with Gruber and Moore on the blue line. Woolley trying to win that. He's on the ice. Haviland tying up his man in the corner. Goes back out to Gruber. Off the boards, flipped in, picked up by Littleton. They can't quite get it out of the zone. Woolley drop pass there. Couldn't quite handle the puck. And back over for Moore at center. Moore turns off the boards, past Gruber, and picked up by the Hawks. Back into Moore. He's got it on his backhand, turns, sends that one off, past Gruber again, bounces over to the center of the ice, where the Hawks try and get it out, and it's blocked down there by Woolley, who tries to send it across to Weber, doesn't get enough on it, now it's kept in at the blue line. Haviland flipping it into the corner, now chasing after it. Taking his man out, with Gruber back on the blue line, flipping it back. Oh, Haviland chasing behind the net. Gets tangled up with the player, coming in to pick that puck up as Foster, trying to shoot one in, working his way out of the corner. And Foster puts another one into the pads of the goaltender.
Whatever that whistle is over on the Littleton side, they got to control that thing. It is annoying and it is confusing.
Somebody's blowing a whistle over there?
Somebody has a whistle over there, whether it's coming out of their mouth or actually a whistle. It is, I keep thinking it's coming from the ice, and it's not.
I thought it was just the ringing in my ears.
Yeah.
Foster, Medeo, and Pops. Off the glass and up. Kicked down there by Kolczewski. The Hawks stealing this one away. Cannonberg in his own end. Henry Cannonberg working around out of his own zone, still has the puck on his stick. Popovic up ahead of him, gets it to Medeo. Pop stays on line. A couple of players go crashing at the blue line. Medeo spinning in front to Foster. He's in a little tight to get a good shot off there, but Foster now has it back in the corner. Off the glass, kept in there by Cannonberg, and now off to the races, 2-on-1, coming back in on Kolczewski.
Get in there with him.
Going to be a hooking call going against Medeo.
That was a clean play.
Holding call.
They're gonna call interference.
I don't have much to say about what's going on. And you know what? You can only complain so much about the refereeing. The Warriors got to find another gear.
Yeah.
There's got to be a little bit more drive to this team right now. Back on the penalty kill for the next 2 minutes. 3:07 left to go here in the second. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Toto, Gruber, Egelseeder, Woolley. Centering pass, bounces up over the stick. Gonna let that one go back out to the blue line. Toto gets a stick on that, just about tipped it away, spinning into the corner, knocked down in front. Woolley with a good blade there to knock that one down. And a good weight on that as it doesn't cross the goal line, and we still have some pressure in on the forecheck here. Shorthanded. The Warriors getting a shorthanded goal here would not disappoint me whatsoever. They've got to find something. Toto. Backhanded in, kept in the zone there by the Hawks. Pass out to the middle, picked back up by Woolley off the deflection. Coming in one-on-one. Woolley still has the puck, shoots one in. Goaltender has the save. Luke, go get the puck.
Stop watching the puck.
Gruber keeping that in again. Good penalty kill here by the Warriors one more time. They've been getting a lot of practice at it this game. Intercepted again. Gruber sending one. Picked up by Popovic. It's rolling on him. Pops, turn, shoot, tip! And a goal by Foster. Returning the favor, short-handed Popovic to Foster. And it's 2-2 with 1:53 left to go in the second period. They're due for one of those.
I apologize. I get frustrated when you see the puck laying there and nobody wants to go after it. Oh, nothing drives me more crazy.
Still short-handed here for another 47 seconds. Foster and Pop staying out there with Benevelski and Moore. Benevelski up to Popovic, backhands that one in. Foster putting some pressure on, chasing him down into the corner. They play pass with it, finally get it in control, but not out of the zone as Popovic knocks that one down, skates. Foster dumps it right back in. It's underneath the goalie's glove, and the penalty kill unit here for the Warriors doing an excellent continued job. They're going to get a break with Toto and Woolley coming out. Ref talking to the goaltender for some reason.
It's a big goaltender for a 13-year-old.
It's a very big 13-year-old goaltender. Is he 13 or maybe, I don't know.
I don't know, maybe 12.
Maybe 12, 14 more. Shoots, blocked in, tipped in behind the net. Woolley puts the pressure on. Benevelski can't keep it in, but sneaking in behind him was Toto, who manages to push it back. Woolley back out to center ice. Benevelski to Moore. Sends that one all the way around the rink, and Woolley goes after it. It's caught up in Woolley's skates. He's held up against the boards. Penalty is over, and the Hawks finally gain control 5-on-5. Coming through center ice. Gowan with the swinging stick keeps this one in.
Come on, Graham.
Graham back through center ice, has a little bit of room to work on it. Toto keeping himself onside. Gowan gets that one knocked away. Toto chasing it into the corner. Toto getting on the inside of there. McGowan spins it around. He can't see it. Back over to Toto. Ben Toto slowing this one down. Back out to Moore. 30 seconds left to go. Moore shoots one in. Screen shot off the shoulder of player in front and wide. Benevelski turns. McGowan looking for the tip. Goaltender kicking it back into the corner. Woolley still out there. Spinning. Can't get it in front of the net. Through center ice. Past Foster. Moore taking that man out with authority. Hawks tip it right back in. Owen Moore flipping it out with 5 seconds left to go. It's off the stick of Popovic and in.
That's a great hit on what I think is their best player, that number 27. That kid is fast.
He has been quick. But at least we're back to a 2-2 tie here. They didn't do anything that I said in that second period.
Right.
Matt continuing to give instruction here, and I'm at a loss for what he's even telling him at this point that he hasn't told him already all week. But we cannot forget to talk about our game sponsor here in the second intermission. If you are planning your Christmas party, reach out to Nakatomi Corporation. They've been hosting the best Christmas parties since 1988 out of California, but they are spread out all over the place. Nakatomi Corporation, your Pee-wee or Bantam AA sponsor of the day, and where the OTT does their partying.
And as we were talking before the game, if any of our listeners know what business Nakatomi is actually in, like what do they do there? Please text us and let us know, because we have no idea.
Not a clue. But back to hockey action. We're having our Christmas party tomorrow. I'm excited. After our game, we do have a game tomorrow at 2:50. That one's going to be at South Sub. If we can't make it, you know we're going to be on the air. The OTT is there for you wherever you may be across the globe. And then after that, it's party time.
Maybe we'll be showcasing Nakatomi at the party on the TV.
Could be.
Watch a little Die Hard.
Starting this one, tied at 2. 5-on-5 hockey. Foster, Medeo, Popovic, Egel, Cedar, and more. Foster. Now Foster gets kicked out of the draw for what reason? Now he's over the blue line. I'm confused. Moore across the red line, send that one down in deep. It's bouncing. Popovic on his horse. Gets back, jumps on that puck. Shoves it back out to the blue line. A little bit too much there. Eagle-Cedar has it go by him. Makes a pass across the Moore, coming across the red line again, and dumping it in. Popovic chasing it down one more time. Pops kicking it back into the corner. He's tripped up. Foster gets bumped behind the boards. Around the far side, Moore keeping it in. Tipped shot, goes behind the net. Popovic looking for it. In front, off the pad of the goaltender. Fired all the way deep in. Moore goes after it. Big long pass out to Foster, who's tipping it in and going off for a change. Fresh line here, out. That one's brought back in by the Hawks, so no offside as Lars coming across. Kicked in there, and Kolchevsky's taken out. Kolchevsky has Lar in front, can't quite get it over to him. Kolchevsky in deep. Weber with the hit. Woolley at the top of the circle takes a shot. Another block there. Weber backhands it into the corner. Lara going after it hard, takes his man out. Warriors can't get a control to get a good shot off, and now here come the Hawks back out through center ice. Offside! Weber can't get it clear, kept in at the far side by the Littleton Hawks team. Tapped down by Prokop, back over for Cannonberg. Henry Cannonberg working his way through. Big pass up, Weebs didn't see it, so now there's gonna be an icing call and a penalty against
Littleton, but I don't know what for.
Okay, holding. Ref signals a hold, but back on the power play they go. Medeo, Foster, and Pops back out on the ice again. Benevelski and more. There's been a lot of 5-on-4 hockey either way this game.
Yeah,
Warriors got to find a way to capitalize though. Why is this outside the zone? Why is
Come on! Hey! Idiots!
Why is that outside the zone?
They don't know what they're doing.
Warriors can't gain control though. It's taken by the Hawks. Shot back out, kicked down by Owen Moore. Flips one in, it's blocked, and now here come the Hawks. Good work there by Foster. Turns and sends it right back in. Popovic and Medeo chasing. The goaltender gets to it. Out and down. Owen Moore's going after it. Icing waved off as Moore just tags up on it. Flips it hard around. Medeo has a tip at it. Back right over to the Hawks at center. Benevelski feels back in his own side, building up some speed. Coming through center ice. Benevelski working his way into the corner. Drop pass back to the point to Popovic. He sends one into the slot for Foster, who gets a shot up, and it's in the skates of the defenseman. Back Benevelski at center ice. Off the boards, down. I think it got tangled up in a couple of sticks, so no icing on that one. Around the far side, Toto off the bench, has Medeo in front, can't get it through to him. Taken away by the Hawks. Not clear of the zone there. Lar trying to poke that one through, off the boards and out of the zone. Cannonberg does that patented spin move and just about lost it, but got it right back. Cannonberg up to the far side, doesn't go all the way through. Flipping this one up past a couple of players, but that's going to be no icing as Reed Lar goes chasing after it in behind the offensive net. Lar back out to the blue line. Egelseeder getting set up, shoots one in. Glove down by the goaltender. 12:31 left to go in this hockey game. 16 seconds left to go on the power play for the Warriors. Fans having a little bit of fun with the horrible refereeing system.
Yep.
Out to the blue line, Canterbury backhand into the corner. Salazar chasing after it. Finn taking his man up against the back of the boards. Woolley in front, shoots. Another one right into the pads of the goaltender. Backhanded out, and here come the Hawks, one-on-one with the man stepping out of the box. Egelseeder had him lined up. He sends it into the Warriors end. Cannonberg drops it into the corner. Hawks after it. Cannonberg around the far side. It's going to come all the way out. Not going to make it down the ice, though. Deacon Woolley is sneaking in behind his man. Woolley can't get to it. His drop pass over for Salazar in front of the net. Salazar loses that one. Centering pass back out. No shot on net. Egelseeder trying to keep this one in. Gets around him, and Benevelski goes over in front of his own net to pick this one up. Circle back in his own zone. Flipped out. Hawks dump it into the Warriors' end. That puck goes. How is it no icing? They know that if it's on the other side of the red line when they shoot it in, it goes across the goal line.
It's a pretty basic rule.
Something didn't change up here that I wasn't aware of. It was a bouncing puck steered aside by Prokop. Benevelski can't get it out. Foster knocking his man down there. He's up with Popovic and Salazar. Taken away by Foster. Pops up ahead of him.
Back to the middle.
Backhand spin pass through the slot. Nobody there. Coming in one-on-one. Palczewski takes his man the far side. They get a shot off. Pad save there by Prokop. Out to the blue line. Kept in there at the point. Back in. Benevelski in his own end. Sasha Benevelski working his way through center. Has a little bit of room here. Nobody going towards the net, so he just shoots that one in. Comes back out to the blue line. Popovic sending it. Coming around the far side. Medeo, Foster going. Medeo tip back into the corner. Sent out and down by the Hawks. And that's not going to be icing again. Long lead pass there from McGowan. He's with Weber, and Haviland seeing a rare shift this game. In front, McGowan shoots into the pads. It's kept out. Weber still has it. Weber, Haviland over to the far side. Gruber racing for it. Knocks one rolling puck down. Gets turned back out to Gruber. He's at the blue line, circling at the top. Pass over to the far. Moore centers. Picked off there by the Hawks, and now Moore's got to hustle back. One-on-one with some speed coming through center ice. Taken away here. Moore just gets a stick on that. What a hustle there by the rig. Weber coming up the far end, makes the pass over to Haviland, coming across the blue line. Haviland takes this one into the corner. Still with the puck, circling, line changing here for the Warriors. Haviland out to the point.
Dang it.
Not enough time there. Egelseeder keeps it in. It's caught up at the ref's skates. Bounce in front of the net. A weird bounce there, taken away by Lar. Reed Lar shoots one in, and Reed Lar gets his second of the game. Warriors finally take back the lead. It's 3-2 with 9:01 left to go in the third. I see about 4 more quick ones here, Shooter. Toto at center ice with Lar and Woolley. Palczewski and Cannonberg on the blue line. Tied up. Palczewski manages to flip it over to Cannonberg. Comes across the blue line. Cannonberg taking this one wide left, deep in the zone. Shoots one. Goaltender makes a kick save. Back out to the blue line. Woolley flips a field goal in up over the crossbar. Kolchevsky keeping this at the blue line across the far side to Kannenberg. A knuckle puck flip attempt gets blocked down. It sneaks out across the blue line to center ice. Kolchevsky in. Flipped all the way down. We're going to not call icing on that one either. Wow! There's an icing call on the play for the first time in a long time. Got to celebrate the little victories there, Shooter.
It's the little things that matter.
Back in the offensive zone. Popovic, Foster, and Medeo out there with Agee and Gruber. Got Agee and Gruber back together now. Gruber gets his stick lifted. He's inside the blue line, still trying to fight for that one. Gets out-muscled on the play, but Foster finds the puck, bounces it in onto the goaltender. Gruber chasing it down. Goalie kicks that one out of his reach, but Popovic steals it away. Pops in the corner. Foster shoots one in as he was tripped down. It's Popovic over on the far side. They collide into the corner. Medeo going after it. Austin Medeo can't work his way through there. Two players collapse on top of him, and the Hawks take this puck. Sticks are up in the air. The ref had his, well, he was just blocking the sun, I think. Gruber has his pitched up against the boards. It slips out, and the Hawks manage to work their way through. Coming across center ice, staying on side. Shot comes in, bounces down to Prokop. He drops it there for Egelseeder. Egelseeder sends that one the length of the ice, and that should be icing as well, heading back in the other direction. Warriors with the 3-2 lead with the 1-goal lead here. Third period action coming at you in Centennial, Colorado with 7:25 left to go.
It only took the refs 3 periods to figure out this whole icing thing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Now I know what to do.
Gowan, Weber, Haviland back out there. One over to Weber. He's got some room. He's going to take this one down the right side. Luke Weber with some speed, knocks it around one player, back into the corner. There's that speedy number 27 getting back on top of Weber. Lose it, McGowan coming over. Weber tangled up, sneaks back out. Benevelski kicks it right back down in deep. Weber around the far side. Take this one out of the corner, back out to the blue line. Owen Moore rips a shot in, just about broke the glass behind the net, but he did miss that net, so the play's still going on with Haviland circling himself out of the corner. Haviland up to the point to Benevelski, kicking one in and tipped there by Weber. Just about had it in, still went a little bit wide of the net. Luke Weber back out to the blue line, flipping a pass across over to Moore. Moore with the shot, rips it in. Goaltender with the save. All the way out, Weber in his own end.
Dang it.
Well, loses that one, but Moore comes over and doesn't quite get it out. Oh, Haviland's going to get a penalty there.
I didn't see it. What was that?
It was pretty weak. The player went down, but he came in after he shot the puck. He hit him, but it was a little bit from behind. 2 minutes for interference. Interference? That's out. Timeout by the Hawks here. Haviland's going to see 2 minutes for that one. Warriors going to be shorthanded with 6:18 left to go. They're not going to do anything crazy with the goalie pull this early in the period, but they're going to try to get themselves set up in the offensive zone, and they've had some success already this game. Haven't checked in on anything here for a while.
Do we have an answer on Nakatomi?
Not yet.
Everybody's stumped on that one.
Nakatomi does what kind of business? You guessed software.
Could be the Mafia too. You know.
It's just a front.
Yeah.
All right, blow the whistle, drop the puck, let's go. Got things to do. I gotta get to the pool, get my suntan on.
It is an unusually long timeout.
Ops and Foster out there with Golchevsky and Cannonberg. Penalty kill unit seeing the ice one more time. Five skaters for the Hawks coming down into the offensive zone for this draw. Players trying to get their teams pumped up for the final 6 minutes of this game. Back out to the blue line, kept in there and controlled by the Hawks. Flip into the corner. Golchevsky sends it up off the glass. It's going to be picked up at the blue line by the Hawks. D to D, Krop keeping it inside the blue line, back to the top of the circles. Working his way into the corner, backhand drop pass out to the blue line. Hawks into the corner. They're going to work their way out. Golchevsky goes up against him, gets knocked down, gets right back up, tangles the man up in the corner. Good work there by Golchevsky, holding his puck out, and then trying to take it away. And he gets knocked down. The puck's back on the sticks of the Hawks, and they get it back out to the blue line. Hawks going across. All the pressure here coming from them on this power play. Hawks still have it, circling, back to the blue line. Shot in, tipped. Prokop got a piece of that, sending it back over into the corner, and the Hawks have the puck back. Pad save, loose one, another shot there, and sent high up off the glass.
Get to that puck, boys.
Foster can't get to it. Hawks still have it, shot in front, save, and it sneaks out. Foster just got to get that one out and down the ice. No icing there, but fresh legs come out. The goalie tagged up on it, but I don't know why the ref called no icing on that one either. Makes zero sense.
The goalie stepped out to play it.
Yeah. Gruber and Toto fighting against it. Right down below us here. Woolley and Egelseeder on the far side. Sent in, jumps over Prokop's stick. Gruber taking his man up into the boards. He passes that one back first. Now Gruber sends it up to Woolley. Deacon Woolley coming through center ice, coming across the red line. Takes it wide to the left side, holds back up, shoots one in, and it's gloved down by the goaltender, who's going to hang on to it with the whistle finally blowing. We'll take that with 7 seconds left to go in a penalty kill, and a draw going to be taken in the Hawks' end. Foster and Popovic back out there with Manavelski and more now. The blue, won by the Warriors, not to the blue line. Kicked back out by the Hawks. Stripped away from behind by Foster. Devin Foster coming in hot, back to 5-on-5. Foster backs this one up. Has Toto sneaking into the slot. Foster loses as he tries to come out. They send it over Benevelski's blade and out through the center ice. Owen Moore up off the boards, and that pass bounces to Foster, and he's trying to get through. Devin Foster coming in, shoots and scores! Devin Foster with the moves, making this a 2-goal hockey game with 3:53 left to go. Haviland, McGowan, and Salazar. One back there by McGowan. Owen Moore has it in his own end, makes a pass across to Benevelski. Weak backhand, gets across the blue line. Haviland tipping that one over to McGowan. Graham McGowan across the Cantlin around one player. McGowan shoots and saved by the goalie. You can't let him do it over and over, ref. Another one! Come on! Do something! Do your job! Do your job! Fans not happy with the goalie punching a player. I'm not either. That's ridiculous. Haviland's tied up with it, tries to sneak it out into the front of the net. It's taken away off the boards, back to Benevelski. Sasha Benevelski stick handling his way through. Comes into the slot with a, looking for the tip in front was Haviland. That one just gets sent wide. McGowan up against the boards. Kept in here, 3:15 on the clock now, 14 ticking down. All the way down, that's not gonna be icing as Olin Moore comes back for it.
What did he call Graham for?
A rough. A rough on McGowan. What did he do? I wasn't watching.
I have no idea.
Back to the penalty kill, I guess, with 3:06 left to go. It's a 2-goal game. Ref coming over, top.
Yeah.
One of the parents just got asked to leave.
Idiots.
Fans letting the ref have it. He's not doing a good job this game whatsoever. Toto. Over to Kolcheski. Slid across by the Hawks. Taken away there by Cannonberg. No holding on the call. Back over. Flip finally up and out. Rolling puck back into the Hawks end. Coming back to pick it up. Toto's putting a little bit of pressure on him here, but they are still shorthanded for the next minute and 36 seconds. Skating it up through, has a man sneaking in behind, taken away there as he falls. Cannonberg off the glass and around. Woolley dodging a hit there that could have been dangerous.
Yeah, it could have been.
Hawks with this puck behind their own net. 2:22 left to go in the game. 1:14 left to go. They shoot it hard off the boards. Cannonberg picking it up at the red line. Back over to Toto, who sneaks in the blue line. Can't split the D. And
Job, Ben!
was still loose there as he was fighting his way through. Short-handed there and then kept into the blue line by Kolcheski. Another excellent penalty kill here as the Warriors continue to get a lot of practice on it. They got to watch in deep there. They've got the player way back behind. Gets caught up in this gate. Shot comes in and Brokoff puts a stick on it, sending it up into the corner. Cannonberg can't clear it out of the zone. Woolley can. Bouncing that one through center. It's quickly picked right up by the Hawks. And they're going to turn it around right back into the Warriors' end. To the blue line. Popovic trying to block that one. They end up going across. It's blocked on the other side by Foster. And now Devin Foster's coming out. Left at the blue line, 19 seconds left to go. Hawks across the offensive line, back behind the net.
I'm surprised they're keeping their goalie in.
Yeah, with 2 goals here, minute 14 left to go. It could have been a 6-on-4 opportunity. They opt out of that. They shoot one in, it's loose in front. Oh, good stick lift there, last second by Eggleseder. Or that backhand could have been tucked in. Haviland skating this one up. Taps it across, tracing it down. Drop back into the corner, 50 seconds left to go. Centering pass here. Outside the zone, kicked down by Gruber. Around Popovic, held at the boards there by Haviland, who's working his way into the corner, gets tangled up. Now on the back check, coming to the own zone. Weber across for it, up to Eggleseder. He's in his own end. Spins back on the far side. Weber to Salazar. Cut back in through the center. Salazar, no shot off. Gets the last second one and ends up going in behind the net. Haviland keeping that in at the blue line. Back over to Moore. Come on!
It's just the across check! Call something!
Come on!
Do your
Jesus.
Unbelievable. How many punches do they throw?
It's a 4-2 victory for the Warriors. We're back on the ice at South Sub taking on Lafayette tomorrow. We're going to get rid of that scoreboard for the people that are tuning in later, and we'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Harry Haviland, and I'm out.